Good evening and welcome to the Star Chamber Show live podcast. It is a great Wednesday evening here in Lexington, Kentucky, where I, Stephen Zimmer, am broadcasting from on our 501st episode. Yes, the first episode of the next 500 after celebrating the great milestone last week, and chat room is open and working, and I see some great folks coming in, and coming in just a hair ahead of the amazing Carol Preflattish was Amy Lee McCorkle. Yes, Amy, you were first by a hair tonight into the chat room, but yes, one day, maybe in this next 500 episodes, we'll get to where we have prizes for that. And joining me just shortly in the co-hosting chair, just not too far away. Well, actually, right now it seems is the audacious, the loquacious, and the vivacious Holly Phillippe, and she is in the house.
I am. I do have a sinus infection, so forgive me, people. I do sound stuffed up,
Yeah, and
but I
yeah,
am here.
we're both in a little bit of a rough shape tonight because
Always. We
I
both
had
go down at the same time every damn time.
if I make a squeal of like what sounds like pain, it's not that the cats, have suddenly tried to climb my leg or anything, but I have muscle spasms going on in my lower back, derived from injuring it a little bit, doing some tasks for Holly's mom while we were in Indiana, and I thought I had them on the mend, but yet last night I re-aggravated them a little. They've calmed down a bit since then, but I hope, it won't happen during the middle of the show because we have a great guest tonight, and we definitely want to, like I said, have that go smooth because a very special guest who we just think the world of. And yes, and hello to Melinda there in the chat room, and looking at the folks coming in, and thank you again for everybody that participated in the 500th episode. That was awesome. So. So we Holly and I both appreciate it. That was a fun episode.
That was a lot of
Um,
fun.
yeah, that was a lot of fun. And this is went the full 2 hours too. We went right to the break again.
Yeah, we did.
But tonight shouldn't be a 2 hour episode, so we'll go a little shorter than that tonight. Don't worry, we'll go a little shorter. But yes, but it's going to be a great one though for sure. And starts the next 500. So there we go.
That's all right.
But of course, we're affiliated with the Imaginarium Convention, and as such, we'd love to keep you up to date on all things Imaginarium. In the past week has actually been, oh my God, a very busy one. Holly
Oh,
has
man.
been busy. Yeah, fielding and getting all the book files in from all the Imagine finalists. She's been swamped with that. But we had quite a few new guests that we announced. So yeah, on my end, I was getting a lot of new stuff announced and media done on them and social media posts done on them, and we had 5 new panels announced, lots of stuff. So we're going to catch you up to date just a little bit. But if you did miss last week's show, we announced the Imagine Award finalists, and you can definitely see all of them listed on the site on our Imagine Awards menu selection on the main Imaginarium site. It's a great list, phenomenal writers, and I would argue our strongest field yet. It's a really good one, and it came out of a record high number of nominations this year. So definitely check that out if you get a chance. And also, if you are looking for banquet tickets, we're down to like 6 left. 6. So you better not wait. If you want dinner service at the awards ceremony, you better snag one of those as soon as you can because they
Yeah, because you can't
let
always
down.
guarantee that we're going to have cancellations. Yeah, people
Yep,
get sick and people have deaths in the family or whatever, but we can't guarantee how many we're going to have
yep,
there at the end. So
that's true. Yeah, we definitely
once they're
can't.
gone, they're gone.
It's kind of like the situation with our vendors. I mean, we have our vendor
That's
waiting list keeps getting
freaking
bigger and bigger.
sucks.
Yeah, we'd have twice as many vendors this year if we could
Yeah.
take care of all the people that are on the waiting list. But yeah, those sold out in October. So yeah, you got to get it when it's available for sure. So don't wait on those. And but I'll give you a quick rundown of the new additions and new programming. We added Logan Stovall as an official panelist, and he said he was coming. If you caught the show with KB Carlisle just a couple of weeks ago,
That
and
was fun.
that was a great show too. So check
That was
that
so
out in
much
the
fun.
archive. But Logan is coming as an official
And
panelist.
Logan, you guys are gonna love Logan. He's gonna fit right in. He is a trip. Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
god, he's
the
he's hilarious.
he is awesome. And then we also had, of course, the great KB Carlisle is official. He is aboard now. So yes, officially. Well, I knew he was going to be back. But yeah, he is aboard officially. So we're very excited to have him back with us, and also coming back to it with us is actor, playwright, and voice actor Michael Ignacio Jr. Yes, great guy. Yeah, just think he's just a great guy, and he also happens to be the husband of Sarah Marion. Yes, from Per Bostet. So that's kind of cool too. And yeah, we are definitely excited to have Michael come back to us. Got a good group of narrators now that are attending as guests
Yeah,
at Imaginarium. Really good
yeah, we
group,
do.
and
Yeah,
and then we
that's growing a lot.
yeah, it definitely is. Then we have one of the Lemures, the one and only S. Donovan Croft, who writes some great science fiction. Yeah, he's going to be coming back and has been participating the past couple of years as a panelist. We also have author and journalist William Lehman as an official panelist, and he is coming, I believe, for the first time. Yeah, he's coming for the very first time as a panelist, and then coming from California is the one and only author Katie Fitzgerald. So we're really glad to have Katie joining as well, also coming for the first time. And then we also want to issue a big thank you to Jill Baker for becoming our latest Imaginarium individual patron for 2026. Yeah, Jill is just phenomenal talent, artist,
And
writer,
everybody,
everything.
as I
Yeah,
say, and make sure everybody gives Lee a get well
yeah,
soon and congrats because he got his new pacemaker and he's home and doing great.
yes, yeah, Lee Pennington, because Jill, of course, is Lee's better half these days, and and so yeah, we definitely want to
I
wish Lee
told
well.
Lee, I said now he can stick around for another 100 years.
Oh yes, and he is very wizard like, so I wouldn't
He
put it
is.
past definitely. And then we also this one was really cool how it developed. But we also welcomed author and syndicated columnist Barry Maher as a spotlighted guest, and I mean he is just incredible. He is the writer of the nationally syndicated Slightly Off Kilter column. He's appeared on the Today Show, CNN, CBS, CNBC, and a host of others, and has
Crazy.
over 100 publications that he's appeared in, including New York Times, Wall Street Journal, London Times, Business Week, and even he said this is his favorite. He's got humor. Humor is in all of his writing. He's also an author as well. But he mentioned that the one that he's kind of always fond of being in is Funeral Service Insider.
Yeah, there's a story there.
There's a
There's a
story there
story.
somewhere.
Yeah, we're
There's
going to
a
hear
story.
about it. There's a story.
Yeah, I want to find that one out.
We got
But
to
yeah,
get him on the show and we got to hear this story.
definitely. Yeah, he his I mean, I'm kinda laughing and cracking up because I've started to read some of the humor he has, and he's definitely, yeah, you're gonna love Barry. He's a great guy, and we're really looking forward to having him join us. And, of course, I mentioned that we also had 5 new panels, and what are they, you ask? Well, here they are, Crafting Irresistible Romance Arcs. Title explains it very, very well. And so you can guess what that is all about. We also have future proofing your career, the multi-platform career, and this is all about exploring the lucrative and creatively fulfilling world of narrative diversification. So yes, talking about building your creative IP on multiple panels. For with storytelling, script writing, and getting on different kinds of media, that kind of thing, building a multi-platform type career. So we also have mastering the magazine and periodical market, which is all about the world of writing for magazines and periodicals. Yeah, which of course is the brand new one of the 2 brand new categories in the Imagine Awards. Then we have sequential storytelling, the architecture of comics and graphic novels. And that one is also pretty self-explanatory about what that panel is going to be about. And then Writing the Frontier, Grit, Justice, and the Modern Western, which is about writing Western style fiction. And of course, that is the other new category in the Imagines this year. So, yeah, got a lot going on, Holly. Quite a bit.
Yes, and I'm trying, man. I keep popping out. I've got some more workshops I got to work on, and then yeah,
Yep.
I'll pop out some more panels.
Yep, and we got several new panelists to be announcing in the next few days, so keep a watch on our new guest announcements. We got some really, really good ones that I'll be adding to the site that are confirmed. So keep an eye out. Busy time this year. But yeah, I guess we'll go ahead since to keep things on time and bring you the folks that brought you tonight's show. Of course, Sandy Lender, the Genre Blender, League of Elders series with Ren Garcia, two of our steadfast supporters of the show, along, of course, with Bird Bostet. And then, of course, I'd like to play for you a little bit from the Pen Crafters. Of course, the Pen Crafters have, their big mentorship program getting ready to start in March. And here's a little bit about it from the founder, Lynn Tincher of From the Ground Up Books. Here you go.
Writers, this is your sign. Pen Crafters is a 7-week mentorship program from the Ground Up Books that connects you directly with published authors and industry professionals who help you strengthen your writing, finish your book, and move toward publication with confidence. Seats are extremely limited and enrollment is open now. Do not wait for someday. Go to FromTheGroundUpBooks.com, search for Pen Crafters, and apply today. Your story is ready. Let's get it written.
Yeah, that starts in March, folks. So if you want to check it out, sign up, go to FromTheGroundUpBooks.com and check that out.
And you are now one of the Pen Crafters.
I am. Yes, I am. This year, my first year as one of the mentors. So I'll be one of those 7 sessions, folks. And looking forward to doing this. It's my first time through. So yes, I'm the new guy on the block in this one. But then we also have for you, of course, Sandy Lender, and here's a bit from Sandy.
Did you know that fantasy author Sandy Lender offers more than epic fantasy novels for your escapist tendencies? Oh, my friends, Sandy's imagination can take you to all kinds of crazy or satirically vampiric or horrifying places. She even has soothing poetry to ease you through periods of grief. Visit AuthorSandyLender.com to choose the exact adventure you need today.
And definitely tell her you heard about her on our show. We would appreciate that. And of course, check out her Sandy Says Read channel on YouTube. Here is a bit from the man himself, Ren Garcia, who, yes, we are continuing to encourage him to come to just hang out this summer because he's been such a great supporter of the show. And yeah, he's been a hermit far too long up in Ohio. Time to get him out of the house.
I say
Here's
we get what do you call them when you get a bunch of people to write it, sign a petition.
yes, sign a petition drive.
We need to
That's
get a
right.
petition going.
That might work. But here's a bit from Ren.
The League of Elder dares to be unusual. It's easy to be swept away in this bold and uninhibited landscape where fantastic heroes become old friends and sinister villains inhabit every dark corner. Dare to explore things best left alone. Each book is your lantern, lighting the path to a world never before seen. So what do you say? Are you weird enough for us?
Are you weird enough for us, Ren Garcia?
That's right. I want to ask him that question in person this summer. So, but hey, we are on time. Can you believe it, Holly? First show of the next 500, and we're on time for the guest slot.
It's because Molly's, we've got a great guest in chat. I'm not telling her full name. I'm just saying.
Got to give the full introduction here.
We will.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because hey, we're known for our red carpet introductions,
Of course.
And this is no exception. Tonight's guest is an Imaginarium favorite and also a favorite here on the Star Chamber Show. She resides in the southwestern corner of the state of Indiana. And as herself, she writes 10 women's fiction and new adult novels, and she also has 2 science fiction novels. And her works has appeared in short stories and poetry and several anthologies. And then her alter ego, Kenzie Michaels. She focuses more on the romantic aspects of human nature in both contemporary and science fiction romance. So it is my honor and pleasure to welcome onto the show tonight the one, the only, Molly Daniels. And Molly, your microphone is on. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
We
Yes,
sure
we hear
can.
you great.
Okay,
We hear you great. Good to have you
good.
aboard in the featured guest
Well,
slot in the
it's
VIP
nice to be
room.
back. It's been a
Glad.
while. I
Yes, it's
said it's
been a
It
been a
while.
has.
while.
Yeah, I've
I'd
seen you.
say.
We've been seeing you in the chat room a bit, but it's nice to
Yeah.
have you back in the guest chair, and definitely want to talk books tonight, and with your multi-genre writing, and of course you do a lot of events, and there's a lot to go over, and of course we know you well, but go ahead and just describe yourself for the audience that are listening to you for the first time.
Well, I'm a multi-genre author, obviously. Writing about, I think the last count was 7 different genres: women's fiction, new adult, sci-fi romance, contemporary romance, paranormal fiction. A couple of years ago, I created a fantasy realm that I've absolutely fallen in love with for my short stories, and they kind of filtered into the. I don't know which way they went. I don't know if they filtered into the sci-fi or the filtered into the fairy realm. But anyway, they kind of cross over with Uncle Charles and his time travel exploits. So that's been fun.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. I mean, you've got a lot of good titles out, and of course, you've been in, a lot anthologies, and you've had poetry and short stories released. So, I mean, there's a lot of ground to cover. But where do you want to start first, as far as
What's
what
new? Yeah, what's new?
you're
What you
writing
working on?
now?
What well, what I'm working well, I should say. Um, what's new is I kind of did an oopsie. 10 years ago, I signed up to be a part of a series of romance books, and I signed up under the Molly Daniels pen name. And unfortunately, when I started writing it, life interfered. I was trying to write 4 books, move my family across town, and um, homeschool a child at the time. And I obviously a couple of balls got dropped, one being Heart Song. I managed to put 3 books out that year, but Heart Song absolutely got dropped. Um, and it took me a while to figure out why I was having such a block, was because my heroine actually wrote a song in my sleep, and I woke up 2 o'clock in the morning and wrote it down so I wouldn't forget it, and then went back to bed. And at first, my grandiose idea was to, oh, this is cool. I've written a song. Let's find a songwriter to put it to music, and we'll release an iTunes with it, and I'll have a #1 song on Spotify or whatever. And of course, couldn't find anybody to put my words to music. So, um, anyway, the book stalled out on chapter 6. And then the publisher who was supposed to release the series with everyone else, their books came out. Books 1 through 6 came out. Mine was supposed to release in December, still wasn't done. Book 8 came out, and then um, later on they said, okay, we found someone else who's going to write book 7. We're going to push you to 9. Well, that, to my knowledge, that never happened. So finally, after I've put out multiple women's fiction and the short stories and whatever else I came up with between 2016 and now, um, I finally just made it a priority. I'm going to get back to Heart Song. I realized what the problem was, that I had told everybody that I had sent them the song to, you know, change up the words. Feel free to do whatever you need that needs to be done. Well, then nothing happened. I thought, you know what? I don't need to release an iTunes. I can just pull like a Jackie Collins and just write the lyrics in and go on with the story. And once I got over that block, the words just flowed. And so I finally finished writing it, I think about October. My goal was to get it done and have it released on the exact 10-year date from when it was supposed to release, December 29th of 2015, and I got close. Unfortunately, I had to do some minor tweaking on the format issue and sent it to draft to digital on the 29th, but because of the holiday, it didn't actually come out till January 2nd. So I only missed the deadline by a week. But that wasn't my fault. There was two major holidays involved.
Right. Well, we've known you since then, and I remember you talking about this project back then, but I didn't realize that
Yeah.
was the story behind it.
Yeah,
That's wow.
it's been it's been crazy. And to top it all off, here I am. I've been looking for a tune to go with the lyric. Well, I got the idea. Okay, let's find a popular song to go along with it. So, I'm thinking, okay, maybe a Taylor Swift uh, melody could work with it. Let's try Foreigner. Let's try Styx. I am a fan of classic rock after all.
Hey, that's
Well,
awesome. Me
Go
too.
for
yeah, I know.
me.
And I was looking for like a B side of the album that nobody wouldn't recognize the tune. Well, I went to a um, book signing last April in Columbus, Indiana, and it happened to coincide with our big flood. Took me 2.5 hours to drive over there, no problem, but took me 4 hours to drive home because I was trying to get around the flood. And I was listening to my Richard Marx CD, Greatest Hits. And so I finally make it home Saturday night, white knuckling it home and praying I don't hit any deer on these back roads that GPS is taking me through. And Monday morning, I wake up with Angelia in my head, only it's not singing the Richard Marx lyrics, it's my heart song lyrics. I'm like, okay, let's see if that works. So I pull up YouTube and I grab my trusty pen and paper. And 3 hours later, and my husband yelling, "Why are you playing that song over and over again?" I finally had tweaked the lyrics to fit the melody. And so it's like, it's done. Okay. Well, then the story actually absolutely flowed. Like I said, I finished it in October, and it's a little bit women's fictiony, part rock star, part, and then there is a romance aspect to it too. So, and I just found out that my mother has put her stamp of approval on it, so it is mama approved. I didn't get too wild in the bedroom scenes after all. Although, funnily enough, mom was reading the book while I was driving her around, and at one point she goes, "Okay, you just lost me." And I said, "What?" She said, "You said shit in the second chapter." And I'm like, "Well, okay,
Oh, you
if
naughty
that
girl.
if that's the worst thing." I said, "I know I dropped an F-bomb later on in the story, but apparently
But wait, there's
she
more.
Yeah,
she
but wait,
managed to
there's
skip
more.
over it."
Well, I
But
got a
yeah.
question then. Have you
Mhm.
thought, because I mean, you write some really good romance and you get steamy because I forget the name of the title. We're my teacher's pet. Am I right?
Yeah.
That we
Yes.
were handing, you were handing the tissues out with. That was the whole,
Yes.
that's the whole thing. That was
That was great.
hilarious.
That was
But
great.
that was hilarious. We have to tell people about this. That was hilarious. But
Yeah.
you do get steamy. So have you thought about, because most people know you by your pen name. Most people know you as
Yes.
Molly, and
Yes.
they don't
For
know your real
for
name.
Kenzie.
So have you thought about writing like some erotica, some extra steamy,
Have
and
you
maybe a
not
pen
read
name, and
have
not
you not
telling
read
mom?
have you not read Kenzie's Best of Both Worlds, book 3 of my sci-fi series?
No,
That is the hottest thing I've ever written. My
really.
heroine, yeah, she told me that my heroine informed me that she liked her men two at a time. So,
Aha,
yeah, that is the hottest thing I've ever written. I don't know if Carol's read it or not.
probably, probably. Well, I will have to put that one on my list.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got to go to the
Uh,
Kenzie Michaels side of things. Yeah, for some of that stuff. Yeah, as she says in her bio, the alter ego.
Yeah.
yes,
But yeah,
Well, that's what I was saying. You tell mom, hey, you can't read the books that are in this thing.
well,
yeah, yeah.
it's funnily enough, I about fell off my chair when I finally confessed that I was writing under Kenzie, and I said, "Well, I'm writing adult contemporary adult contemporary romance, Mom. And she just kind of calmly shook her newspaper and said, well, sex sells. And I'm like, who are you?
That's great.
Because
Well,
for years, I mean, she'd read the first couple of my Arbor U series and complained about the frequent use of the F word and different things. I'm like, Mom, you were a high school nurse for 30 years. College kids don't swear. Gee whiz, golly gee. They put a
yeah,
drunken sailor to shame.
right.
You
Yeah.
know, 'cause, I
And
mean, my mother
nowadays,
has
even
even,
much younger. Yeah.
yeah, we had the whole discussion in the bathroom of Logan's restaurant one time. Struck up a conversation of Mom and I were talking about another author's books that I had read, and the woman in the stall next to me after we got done, she's like, I couldn't help but overhearing, what's the name of that book? And I whipped out one of my business cards
Heck
and
yeah.
and wrote her name on the back. And I said, I'm an author too. And my mother comes out of the stall and says, your book should be required reading for every high school senior. If you'd only get rid of those bad words. And I
Oh,
was like, mother.
can't take her anywhere. I'll tell you.
I know. I mean, this is the woman who introduced me to Kathleen Whittiwas, for God's sake, and Danielle Steele, and gave me my first Nora Roberts book.
There you go.
So
Yeah,
I
she
guess
puts
when she hit her 60s, which ironically that's the age I am now, she mellowed out.
mellowed. Well, I'll tell you what, Holly's mom at 91 is
Yes.
loves the spicy stuff. Yeah, when it
Yeah.
comes to books. Yeah, she reads the spicy stuff and
Oh, the
yes,
spicier the better. But it's gotta be
spicier,
like real. She don't like science fiction or something. It'd have to be like contemporary. It'd have to
contemporary.
be
Yeah.
yeah, or modern day. She likes modern day the best.
Well,
Romances. But yeah.
Yeah, her
I need to
response
get her teacher's pet. She'd like that one.
yeah, she would. But her
yeah.
response to speculative fiction is funny. She'll go like, "That's stupid. That's stupid."
That's what she says.
Anything that has like anything speculative in nature at
Yeah.
all, yeah,
Yeah.
she'll go off on a big rant.
She
Yeah,
says
so
that's
I
just
always
a
get a
waste of
kick out of it.
time. I don't understand why you all watch stuff like that and read stuff like that and write stuff like that, and it's a waste of time. That's stupid. And I said,
Oh
well,
yeah,
I don't read, your smut books all the time either, but here we are. I said once in a while,
yeah,
yeah, but that's all she likes to read.
yeah. That's she's funny. She cracks me up. Except
But
when I get injured
it
doing
is, we
chores
have to
for her.
talk about this though. It is a whole other world of fans, right? I mean, they expect certain twists, turns, endings, or you get hate mail, or, that it's romance is a whole other group of fans.
Yeah,
Those readers
straight romance
just
novels. Yeah,
devour those books.
Yes, they
or I
do.
should say, like the mainstream, not straight as in the type of relationships. I mean, mainstream romance readers. Yeah, they
Yeah.
definitely look for a kind of formula or pattern with
Pattern.
things.
Yeah,
They
they
don't
want
want to
that
go too
pattern.
far off the
It
track.
better have a happy ending. It
Yeah.
better, or
Oh yeah.
they get angry.
Get mad.
I know we've
Oh,
talked to some, best-selling authors that told us about
Yeah.
this, that they've actually got hate mail because it did not end with a good ending, with a happy ending. And boy oh boy, and they're like, well, it wasn't meant to be, but boy, they took static for it.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
like, that's hilarious.
Do you ever have to dance around that? Because I know you do some speculative stuff with your romance writing, and I know you bring in some more elements to it, but you also do contemporary. So do you find yourself having to, with the readers of each of those, do you find yourself being able to push the envelope a little bit more in your storytelling on the speculative ones that have romance, as opposed to the ones that are just more just contemporary romance? Do you have to adapt to that pattern more in one or the other, one versus the other?
I don't. I've never really thought about it. I just write whatever comes to my brain. I don't really.
Do you?
I loosely plot. I'll start with the basic beginning, and I kind of know the plot, and then I have an idea of where it's going to go. But as far as the actual, um, yeah, I don't know. I try not to be too formula. Yeah,
Right.
there's your formula: boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy gets girls again.
Right.
Right.
And that was the first book that I wrote. The first book that I wrote as Kenzie was modeled on that. I knew I had to do that one, and
Right.
then I mean, it twists and turns. I mean, Teacher's Pet. There's like I teased somewhere. It might have been in my newsletter that I just sent out. Yeah, there's a Valentine's Day scene in Teacher's Pet that kind of does not go the right way. To say
Yeah.
he thinks he's got it all planned out, and then all of a sudden, boom! There's a left turn in there, but it all works out in the end.
Yeah, that's
And
yeah, because we had so much fun with yeah, that period because we had seen you. Of course, we see you at a lot of events that we do in the region, but it was fun with like your swag, and I definitely hope you got some good swag coming up for this summer. Because yeah, when Holly and I went, you want to talk about that one, Holly? Because that was fun in Lagrange with Tony Acree, and
that
of course
was
his
funny.
great book fair there.
And what was even funnier was I didn't get the joke.
Oh, well, you did after
Oh yeah,
I
after
I'm
did
Holly.
back.
after you
I
pointed
was
it out.
blowing
Yeah,
my nose. Sorry. No, it was so funny. Molly was that was years ago, and I tell you what, me and Steven just about busted a gut. I'm not kidding you. We got so
Oh
dang
god,
tickled, and
I
poor
couldn't
Molly
breathe.
was
I was so
innocent as the
glad.
days long, and didn't get it at first, and then she's like, "Oh, this is gold, right?" I mean, it was gold
Mhm.
part marketing. She had
yeah.
Teacher's Pet out, right, and it's got a real sexy cover, and she was giving out Kleenexes, tissues, these little portable tissues that had the
Had the
book
book cover
cover
on it.
on the tissues. And we're like, well, yeah, that kind of goes because people going to read that. The men are going to need those tissues. And
Yeah,
I tell you, she turned 10 shades of red, and Steven's just losing it. He is absolutely losing it. And Steven's
yeah,
like, this is the best marketing I have ever seen.
yeah.
And he grabbed some, was handing
Top
them
tier
out. It was
marketing.
so funny.
Like, way to go, Molly. Top tier marketing going on here
And
at the
she's
old
like,
book
I never
fair.
even thought about that,
Yeah,
but you're
I
right.
didn't.
Yeah.
I had gone to I had volunteered at a book signing with primarily romance, and 95% of them had the Kleenex. I'm like, this is great. I sneeze year round, so I'm going around grabbing Kleenex. I never thought about it.
Yeah.
Leave it to the dirty minds. And yes, it's great. It's great. Oh,
Oh,
don't tell me some of them didn't already think of that. They did. They did.
oh, I
Yes, they
guarantee
did.
you they did.
Oh
Guarantee it.
yeah, they did.
Yeah, or yeah. Yeah, when it comes to spicy
But
romance, yeah,
oh God, I
absolutely they
tell
did.
you, it was hysterical. That made our day.
Yeah. Yeah, we still remember that. That was
Mhm.
fond.
I'll have to get
Very
some
fond of
more.
that. Yeah, I was
Yes,
wondering
for
what
Imaginarium, you've got to get some.
yeah,
Sit them up on the table after everybody registration.
yeah, what you're cooking up for this summer. Yeah, that's true.
Definitely,
That's true.
definitely.
So so what is on the map in addition for you writing wise this coming year? You getting back in a good groove again?
Well, I just finished up my Rockstar anthology. Um, when my writers group created our first anthology back in 14, 15, I don't remember when it was. I created a rock star who periodically invades my brain. Obviously, he came into Heart Song, and that's what kickstarted the idea for my hotel. Was, oh, I can have my rock star stay at this hotel, and you know continue the story. Well, now that I've got Heart Song out, I've also got two more stories dealing with him. He needs a backup singer, so and as you know, I sing karaoke, so I thought, okay, what happens if a rock star just happens to wander into the bar and hears me singing? You know, could happen. So that's one of the stories in there. He meets a young lady with a remarkable voice and invites her to sing backup. And then a couple of years ago, or was it last year? No, it was about 2 years ago. Um, I was going to contribute a story to another anthology, and So I thought, okay, just lost you. I just lost you. There you are. And then, so I wrote one concerning his mother. That and my karaoke DJ ended up in kind of a mild scandal here. So I had to included that. So that was, although he hasn't read it yet, I need to hog tie him down and say, hey, read your story to let me know if you like it or not. But that's in there. And then, so I realized I had 3 stories because I was going to include Nightwind, the first one from the anthology, and then the one about him with the backup singer, and then the one with his mother. And I thought, you know what? I need a third one, or I need a fourth one to go in here to kind of bridge Heart Song and um, one of the other stories. So this summer or this fall, I wrote the short story and went through it today and realized that I spelled one of the characters' names 3 different ways. Apparently, I can't spell Bailey. I started off Bayleigh, and then somewhere about the midway it changed to Baileaeigh, and then ended with Baeleigh. So I had to go back in and change everything to Bay.
I figure that whatever way you want to spell it, that's the way you spell it, because
It's
a
yeah.
name is spelled so, like my name, for instance, a lot of people spell it IE, or it can be spelled just E, or
Yep.
I, or a Y, or EY, like the carburetor I was named after. Mom dropped the E. I'm a 4 barrel. But yeah, I mean, there's so many different spellings and stuff. So
Yeah.
character
Yeah.
wise, I feel however you want to spell it, that's the way you spell it.
Yep.
But I can relate, Molly, because I always
Oh
Holly
dear.
always gets on me.
Oh
It
dear.
happens in my fantasy books where I have to
Oh God.
come up with names that sometimes are inspired by ancient languages, but I'll tweak
Yep.
the spelling of the name midway through the book, and I'll forget to change all the instances from
Uh
before.
huh.
So, like
Uh huh.
you, I will
Yep.
have my spellings change, a couple of times during the
Uh
course of
huh.
a novel, and
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 then
that
so
the
happened.
yes,
editor comes back and
feel
says,
your pain.
"You forgot to change these. Now you go back and you change every one of them."
Yep.
Yeah.
That happened in my sci-fi too. Nico's son, Okve. It's if I can remember how to spell it. OC. I think it's O. No, I think it's OKVIE, and somewhere it changed to VEI. And my editor said, "Okay, how are you spelling this? Because you start off this way, you switch this way, then you go back this way." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So
Yep,
yeah,
I can definitely relate.
yep.
And but now about your singing and the story about singing and having a rock star wander in, Holly, we have to get a few rock stars to Imaginarium now because we do have the karaoke night now, so we can
We do.
showcase Molly on stage and have her sing and make sure that the rock stars are there if we have some.
My
So
my
we
my
have to
my
work on this.
my great friend, who is a rock star in his own right, hates karaoke, but he did get up there last year and sang
Yes, he
some.
He
By
did.
did.
God, I
Yes, he
told Jay, I said, "You're getting up there. I don't give a damn. You're getting up there." And Stephanie drug him up there to sing Evanescence for me, you know. So he
I
did that because
wanted.
he said, "Well, it's for Holly. I'll do it." Blah blah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to do the Ozzy Lita duet with him, and he said, "I'm a professional. I don't do
Yeah.
karaoke."
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, that's a good song. Good choice. Good choice.
Yes.
But we do have Ben Lacey, and he is a world-known,
Oh
world-class
man, wait
guitar
till
player.
everybody hears Ben's guitar
Wait
playing.
till you hear him, and he's going to be playing at our awards banquet. And
Oh, sweet.
he knows like Steve Vai and all those kind of major league
Yep.
guitar players, and
He
has
is the most humble man I've
yeah,
ever seen in my
yeah,
life. We go eat
yeah,
roosters with him once in a while. And I mean, you would never know you are sitting next to a living rock legend, right? He's one of the best in the
well, I mean,
world.
yeah, he's world
He
class.
really
No
is
exaggeration.
world class,
Yeah,
and you'd never know it. You'd never know it.
yeah. Yeah, top guitar players around the world, love his playing, and he just loves to. He's not the kind of guy that seeks the spotlight. He just loves playing guitar, and just he goes to the NAMM shows every year, winter, and and summer NAM and the big music industry conferences, and he'll put on huge, displays at various booths, and yeah, people are just like, wow. Yeah, he doesn't get into chasing the spotlight, but he'll be there, and he does know a lot of folks in the business, and so yeah, we'll get Ben to come over, yeah, listen to Molly sing. Maybe you could recommend her to somebody to sing backup.
Well,
We do have one. Yeah.
Jason did help me with one of the with some of the lyrics in Heart
Yeah,
Song.
because I told you Jay would definitely help you out.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think Carl and I had a in-depth discussion on lyrics too. I went to the workshop that Stephanie moderated.
Yeah, the songwriting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be doing one similar this year as well.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
And we're always getting more. We're always getting more songwriters that apply. Yeah, more. So
yeah, and next year I can send in my song lyrics for the Imagine Awards too. So
there you go.
Well, what we'll do next year is we'll start like the Super Bowl and all. We'll do the singing the Star Spangled Banner or something to kick off opening ceremonies, and Molly can be our singer, just so she can really belt it out and showcase her voice. We'll make it kind of like they do all the sporting events.
Is a bit of a stretch.
Yeah. Well, something of that nature, like they do with the big sporting events. But yeah, we'll have to do. We'll figure something out, where you can showcase.
Well, I did sing "You're Simply the Best" last year, and I don't know if you heard it or not.
Yes, you did, and yes, we did hear it.
Okay. And we were there. Yep, you were awesome. But that's cool. We'll have to do that. That's all right, Holly. We're gonna put our heads together.
like my daughter just spoke up. Diana's in the chat. Everybody say hello. That's my daughter. She said we should have a halftime show.
Just about.
We really should.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Imaginarium needs a halftime break anyway because it's such a roller coaster for 3 days.
Well, just wait, three. Hell no, we're spilling over to 4 now. We're slow. We said no, we're not doing 4. We're not doing 4, but here we go. We're spilling. We're trickling.
It's my fault and Amy McCorkle's. Yeah, because we both have formal programming on the Thursday.
Now I've got programming on 4 days.
Creeping over, but man, yeah. But yeah, we won't go too crazy. Don't worry, folks. No
I can't do a week. I'm never doing a week. 4 is like my ultimate limit, people.
Yeah, that's as big as it will get.
Not going more than 4, but I would, you know what, anymore, I don't care to go 4 because, man, I love programming, as you all know, and it's something I'll pat myself on the back. I'm good at, for whatever reason, it just clicks with me, and I love it, and I love to do it, and my ADD brain just does it well, and I just love to make more and more and more. So we get a bigger venue next year. I'm going to have more programming, and you all are going to love it. You're going to love it.
And then we can create more opportunities for Molly to sing. Yeah, we can just create.
That's right.
More. That's the plan. That's the long-term plan.
Well, that's how it started going on Friday night. Anyway, was what was it? 2016. Y'all had karaoke over at the Radisson, and I'm like, well, okay, I'll come Friday night if you have karaoke. And then it just became
right.
Then I just ended up staying. Well, last year I stayed till Monday, and kind of broke my budget.
That's the way to do it, though. Yeah, you can give yourself that Monday. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I tell you, if you stay that Sunday night, you can always find somebody to partner up with too, or get a hold of us or somebody, because there's always a room. Somebody's always got room, because not everybody stays Sunday night, but the people that do, there's always somebody that'd be willing to share a room.
Yeah, I bet there will. Yeah, there will.
Yeah, guarantee you.
And I liked it because I didn't have to drive home with the sun in my eyes.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
True.
Oh, so what? Well, I know you do. Before I get into some of the event side of stuff, though, I want to get into some of your roots, though, because you are a multi-genre author. So, what are some of the roots of your writing and in your path coming up and to publication? Who are some of the foundational writers for you as you read inspirations, etc.?
Well, I think I've said this before. My very first story that I ever wrote in the fifth grade, um, my dad had taken me to see Logan's Run. And keep in mind, I was 10. So dad takes me to see this movie. And then a couple days, weeks, whatever it was, in my substitute, or not substitute, a student teacher comes in and with a record player and says, we're going to learn about creative writing, and I'm going to put this record on, take out your pencils and paper and just write whatever comes to mind, journal entry, poetry, storyline, whatever. Well, the music was kind of sci-fi, and still having Logan's Run on the brain, I wrote my version of Logan's Run. And 30 years later, I found that, or no, I didn't find, I don't ever know what happened to that stupid little story. But 30 years later, I had the opportunity to watch Logan's Run again and realized I had no clue what I was watching when I was 10. And, but my very first attempt at erotic writing was early 2000s. My husband, ironically, had seen, what was her name? The lady who formed Laura's Cave. He saw her on Montel Williams, and he said, hey, you need to come watch this. So we came in and watched it, and I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, hey, this sounds nice. So a couple of days later, I got an idea, locked myself in the bedroom, and I do mean locked. And I sat down and I wrote the filthiest thing I could think of. And everything was going well. Characters got together, they had chemistry. There was an incident in the back of a handsome cab through the park, or through downtown Indianapolis. And they went back to her hotel room. And then the next morning they woke up and Barack opened his mouth and said, I'm not exactly from Earth. And my heroine and I both went, what? Where did that come from? And I just stopped writing at that point. I'm like, okay, because in the 9th grade, I wrote my own ending to Star Wars, and forget all about the I am your father part. I concentrated on getting Luke and Leia back together. And it's the cheesiest 27 pages you'll ever read. So I knew that sci-fi was not my forte. So put it away. In the meantime, we moved to our current town. I get published in 2009, and 2 publishers later, I've got all my women's fiction out. And I realize that if I don't write something else, I am not going to have a release in 2013 or 2014. So I literally reached into the drawer and pulled out an old notebook and went, okay, I've read some sci-fi romance. Let's see where this goes. So I sit down on my computer and I type up all, 20 pages that I had handwritten. And when I got to that, I'm not exactly from Earth, and Trisha says, what? Get out. The next line popped into my head, and it just flowed from there and spawned 3 more books. And actually, it spawned a 5th one. I had an elder go rogue in book 4, so there's a 5th book that I need to get back to and finish it. And it's still only on chapter 1 also. But
That's awesome.
Nice.
It was started about in 2016. Yeah, I've got a bunch of unfinished stuff that I just need to.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
That's and yeah, we both are in the class of 2009 because that was the the year I had my first book published. So yeah, we're both part of the class of 2009.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. But yeah, I mean, it's good. It's cool that how that came full circle, because years and years ago, I mean, it was not a easy thing to blend speculative fiction necessarily with romance as much as it
Mm-hmm.
is today. I mean, now, I mean, God, in the fantasy genre, romantasy
Romantasy is
is one
huge.
is huge. I mean, it's one of the biggest
Yeah.
sellers in the subgenres of fantasy, and so now the market definitely has embraced that. And I would argue also cross genre fiction has, risen tremendously. But yeah, that back in the beginning, no, it wasn't. Things kind of had to be in their slot more or
Their
less
little
for
cubbyhole.
the
Yeah.
traditional publishers and the bookstores. But now, in today's world, where you have self publishing and all the indie market, it's really diversified, and
And
there's
I
a lot of
was
cross
lucky.
pollination. So now it's a great time for that.
And I was lucky because I got in just as sci-fi romance was taken off, and unfortunately, it happened at the same time that Kindle Unlimited was about to kill the small press.
Yep.
I was excited. I was on track to make um, 3 digits for the first time in a royalty check when my publisher folded. Right when book 3 was about to come out,
Uh,
I outsold book 1. I mean, I even emailed my publisher's bookkeeper and said, I sold 45 copies on iTunes. And she said, I checked. Yes, you did. I about fell off my chair.
Hmm. Yep.
And
I remember the seismic shift that occurred
yeah,
after Kindle
and
Unlimited
have
came in.
not replicated that success since.
Yeah, that was it was a great time for indie publishers right before that, and yeah, it's they never make it easier for us, do they?
No,
Never.
no. And now we
no.
got AI, so
Yeah, now we
Yeah.
got to fight with AI now, but hey, we'll keep chugging. But yeah, but I have mentioned before that we've seen you at events. Of course, you're a great guest at Imaginarium, but yeah, tell us about some of your favorite other events and what you got in the schedule, because you're busy. I mean, now I see you out there quite a bit doing shows and stuff.
Well, this year I've been sidelined with a vehicle problem. My van decided to lay down, so I've had to cancel everything until Imaginarium. I'm hoping I get the car.
Oh, I didn't realize
Hoping it's
until then.
fixed before Imaginarium. Yeah, because normally by this time I am setting up. Like last year at this time, I was going to Southern Illinois con in Benton, Illinois. I went to Big River Comics in Hannibal, Missouri in March. Saluki Con over in Carbondale, Illinois. That's also a good place that I usually sell a lot of books. Ironically enough, I don't do well at author reader events. I do really well at Comic Cons. I
Hmm.
never
yeah.
thought a romance author would do well, but um, the kids aren't my target audience; it's their parents. And
Hmm.
um, so right now I've been sidelined to just doing local events. Our local creative market goes once a month, so I've been going there and having modest select. If I sell 5, I'm good. I've made my booth space back, and since it's only 2 miles from my house, I'm not out a hotel or gas.
Right.
Um, let's see, what else is coming up? Um, I did get invited to the Tippecanoe County author fair in Lafayette, where my mother lives. So I'll be going up there in April and hopefully meeting some other Tippecanoe County authors. I thought I was the only one, and I found out I'm not. So that'll be good. And Brian K.
Authors are
Morris,
everywhere.
yeah, Brian K. Morris went to that one last year, and he's the one who recommended it to me because it's the same day as SalukiCon, and so he's going to go to SalukiCon, and I'm going to go to the author fair. And
Nice.
yeah, and again, I can stay with my mother, and so I'm not out a hotel room or anything. And then they actually our Wabash Valley Progressives very nicely decided to move our Pride Fest up a week. So now it's coinciding with Superman. So instead of traveling 3 hours to Metropolis, Illinois, I'm just going to go 2 blocks from my house and go to Pride.
There you go.
Mhm.
Heck
So,
yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
and
That's
that's
fun.
always great when it's right in your
yes,
backyard. Makes it
exactly.
easy.
And it's always fun.
And I love
Yeah.
the new venue because they've put it on our rendezvous grounds, our French Commons. So now there's trees. So we're in shade until the
Oh,
sun goes down. And
well,
it's
that
a
helps.
grassy area. We're not on hard pavement. We're in grass. So
Oh, wow.
yeah. And like I said, I'm only 2 blocks away. Well, literally a block away. I can go out my back door and see this and look at the commons. So
Nice.
that's great.
I loved what
Well,
Molly. Hey Holly, I love when Molly said. She said, I thought I was the only one in my town, but there were others." It's like indie authors. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.
Yes, we are. In fact,
we're literally everywhere in all the dark circles and all the alleys. We're lurking. We're lurking behind the scenes. That
Selling
we're
books
everywhere.
everywhere.
my daughter, I'll just put out a plug for my daughter. Now, I have not read her book yet. I have no idea. I know she wrote it on a one of those subscription platforms. It's not Substack. It's something else like
Mhm.
not Wattpad,
Is it
maybe.
Reddit or something?
No, it's I want to say like Wattpad or something.
Mhm.
But
Okay, or WhatsApp or something. Yeah, I know what you're talking. What's
I don't
bad?
know,
Yeah,
something
Yeah,
about that.
Wattpad's is Wattpad's
yeah, I know what
platform.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I read a couple of her chapters that were on there, and they weren't bad. I mean, she's got some good story structure there, and I didn't get a chance to really read the whole thing. And then all of a sudden, right before Valentine's Day, she's like, "Hey, Mom, I found this really cool cover, so I've I put my book up for publication. It's on Amazon." And I'm like, "Well, good for you." And inwardly, I'm like, "Okay, you didn't let your mother edit it. You didn't let your mother send it to the editor. Okay, but good for you." So, so my daughter's been published. I'm proud of her. This is actually her second time because
awesome.
when she
Yeah.
was in fifth grade,
Congratulations.
her fifth grade English class, they all got the option to publish their stories and illustrate them. So she actually has her children's book out when she was 10 or 11. So
Fantastic.
she beat her mother in publishing.
Heck yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
but
Well, I have to ask you this, Molly. There's a discussion going on now in chat now about Star Trek or Star Wars. Where do you sit?
in the middle. I mean,
Good answer. That's where I sit.
love I love I loved Star Trek Next Generation. I caught a few episodes of the original
Yes, good girl. Your captain. What's your favorite captain?
Picard. I like
Yes.
Picard.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I like
See, I knew I loved you. I knew I loved you.
and I was ironically enough I was binge watching Deep Space Nine when I wrote Best of Both Worlds, so I ripped off the space station
Nice.
and was thrilled when I got to meet the guy who played what the heck was his name? I just lost it. Not the Klingon, the Ferengi. Yeah,
Quark.
the Ferengi guy.
Quark. You're
Yeah.
thinking of Quark. Yeah.
Quark. Yeah, I got to meet Quark a
He's
couple of
great.
years ago, and he's an author too. So I bought his book, but I was kind of not impressed with that one. But I got to meet him.
Neat. That's neat.
Yeah,
But
and
I like that. Have you watched the new Star Trek, the new Academy? The,
my husband's been watching it. I was busy watching the Olympics the last 2 weeks, so
oh, okay.
yeah.
Well,
But
it's good. It's really good. Did you
that's
watch the Picard series?
no.
Oh, you got to watch the Picard series.
What streaming platform is that on?
Peacock.
Oh, it is on Peacock. Okay, I'd get Peacock
Peacock.
for
And it is worth every cent. And I'm telling you, yeah, oh my God, the Picard series is just phenomenal. It'll make you cry your eyes out at times, and you learn so much more backstory to
Okay.
the captain that we didn't know before.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
mean, and when
phenomenal.
Star Wars came out, my dad and I saw it 28 times the first year it came out, so I'm a diehard Star Wars fan. I saw the Star Trek movies, the Star Wars movies. There's a funny story about Star Wars when Revenge of the Sith came out. Um, I should have taken Kleenex because I absolutely sobbed through the second half of that movie the first time I saw it. And my husband took me to Dairy Queen to console me because I was like, I know he has to change because otherwise the movie makes no sense. But it was so heartbreaking to watch him make that choice that I was just in tears. And we got a lot of strange looks as I'm sobbing my way out of the theater. But
I get it. I get
yeah,
it.
and we
Everybody's
like
talking about Stargate in the chat too. Stargate was.
Yep.
I bet you
Stargate.
liked it too, didn't you?
And it's back. And it's back. Yeah.
We love Stargate. We love Stargate
Mhm.
Atlantis.
Mhm.
Yep.
We've got the movies on DVD. And
Yep.
actually, Babylon 5, we watched Babylon 5 because
Oh,
we
that's
got
a
rid
good
of
one.
we got rid of our dish. So we bought the Roku little attachment for the TV.
Yep. Yep.
And so we watched Babylon 5, and he's found some strange sci-fi stuff that we've watched.
Mhm.
Hope I don't have
It's
Yeah.
to remember.
fun. The cross genre world is so much fun, and I do encourage any author, and as you know, it is a lot of fun, to step outside your box, man. If you're only writing in one, genre, step outside, do a blend, you know, add it in there like you did with your romance. Add the sci-fi element. Um, it's fun because you can take it to places that you never could have taken if you had to stay, earthly, right? If you're doing sci-fi, you can take it, otherworldly. You could go out paranormal. You could go out of the box. It opens up so many doors.
Exactly.
Yes, and most importantly, read outside your genre because you can learn quite a bit when reading genres that are not what you normally write in. Pick a lot of elements up for your writing and learn quite a bit. So, yeah, I think that's important. But I did want to mention on Stargate though. I'm excited because in November they did announce that there's a new live action series being developed and it should be out by 2027. But yeah, Stargate's coming back. That's kind of
That's
cool.
going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think that's going to be
Firefly is what they need to bring back.
properly in
Yes.
order, in sequence. They really do. That's
Yes.
a bad
Well,
story.
I had watched it years ago, and Steven's like, "Here, you got to watch it in sequence." So I was one of the lucky ones that got to watch it the first time in sequence.
Mhm. Not
So
the way they released
it
it.
it made
Yeah, that was
sense to me.
bizarre.
I got to watch it in that sequence, and then I watched the movies, and now I'm hooked. I love, love, love it so
Yeah,
much.
great stuff and such a
I love
bizarre manner of
Marina. I love the one that plays the prostitute. Her first name's Marina, and her last name I can never pronounce. I'll butcher it. But she's also got a new show called Sheriff. What is it? Sheriff County, Steve.
yeah,
That we
yeah.
watched. God, I love her. She also played Queen on the newer V series that come out in the 2000s. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
you're
love her.
thinking
Absolutely love her.
yeah,
Backlove, something.
no, no, you're thinking of Marina Baccarin.
That's it.
Marina
God, I love
Baccarin.
her.
Yeah. And her series, Country.
Oh my God, it's so
Sheriff
good.
Country is great. Yeah, if you get a chance to check that out.
Yeah, I've
But
seen that.
yeah,
It's good.
really top notch. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely a good time for cross genre fiction, movies, and all that stuff. Yeah, and certainly, yeah, good time for you to be put some stuff out in that area, Molly. Definitely.
I miss
When
Eureka.
When
Yeah.
did you start? I got a question though. What was your early writing influences,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
was
We
it
just
a movie, or was it an early influence? I've never known who's your writing influences, and what are you currently reading?
Judy Blume was a big influence.
Okay.
Laverl Spencer was, because my Arbor Youth series kind of is in that same vein where the every heroine goes through a romantic uh, relationship dynamic or a social issue dynamic, and Laverl Spencer did that too. She wove in the social aspects in her writing, and so that was an early influence. Um, what am I reading right now? Ooh, I've got a book in my locker called Fiction Favorites, and it's uh, primarily cute mystery romance. I think, yeah, I think they're mysteries because the first one, and you might like this one, Carol. I can't remember the name. Oh, it was takes place in England. There's a fake murder mystery happening in England, and people get invited to participate to see if they could figure out the mystery.
Ooh.
And that one was a lot of fun. And then the second book in that anthology is called I think it's called I'm Looking at You, and it's about a woman who takes over um, a deceased advice columnist in New York, and while she's there she gets kind of pulled into because the first advice columnist murderer was never found. So I think that's the basic premise of it, is she's going to find out who did it. And right now they're kind of shaping it like it could be the mysterious stranger that she meets, or the mysterious or her boss that's acting really weird. So who knows? I'm only about I think I'm 5 chapters in. I
nice.
read it when I'm on my breaks at work. So
Well, I do have to say, Judy Blume is a dear.
yeah.
I put it in the chat. I did speak to her through her assistant last year. Judy runs a bookstore now, and she frequently is in there running the bookstore, which is sweet. But she doesn't do conventions anymore. I was trying to get her to Imaginarium, and last year I really, really, really tried. But I may be able to possibly next year. I won't be able to do it this year. I got too much going on right now, but we got tons of really great guests. Um, Maybe next year I could do her, maybe get her to do a live stream, you know, like Steve Alton did. But she's at the age now where she just don't do all the traveling, and she don't like to do it, but she still likes to talk to people and still likes to mentor and answer questions. So I may be able to do a live stream, and
Yeah.
she's sweet.
Yeah.
I think I started reading her in the 6th or 7th grade, and I think I own
Yeah,
every single book she wrote.
really.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Dear God, It's Me, Margaret was my first one, and then from then on I moved on to Deanie, starring Sally J. Freeman as herself, which was awesome. My sister fell in love with the Fudge books, so after she
Yeah,
read them, then I read them. What others did she do? Oh, Wifey. Oh, and I got to tell you, the third book in my Arbor U series, Forbidden Love, was loosely based on Judy Blume's. Well, had the same kind of premise to it as Judy Blume's First Love, because oh my God, as a 7th and 8th grader, we devoured that book.
I've never read it.
You've never read? Oh yeah, it's all about how I.
No, because I did. Back then I wasn't reading romance. I was reading Stephen King. Or I was reading documentaries of serial killers. I started young.
My first Stephen King book that I read was Firestarter, and I think I
Oh, that's a.
was maybe a sophomore in high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. Did it come out before E.T.? Because Drew Barrymore was in that too.
I think it was after, I want to say. Maybe I'm wrong, but I want to say it was after.
Hmm.
Maybe between E.T. and Cujo? I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, not sure.
It was good stuff.
Yes, it
My
was.
daughter said it was sixth grade before she got her first Stephen King book. Yeah, that's what I about. That was about sixth grade when I first started reading. I read like the Carrie and all those. The Christine. Those the smaller ones. Then I started reading. But yeah,
Yeah. I just read Carrie a couple of years ago, and
fun.
I had started Christine back in the late '80s. I was dating a guy who had the book, and I started reading it, but broke up with him before I could finish it. So I think I found a I think I found a secondhand copy somewhere in the last 5 years and read it finally. So I
Wasn't
just
those old paperbacks fun?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
They really
Oh
were.
yeah.
I wish
Yeah.
they'd make a comeback, but they're a dying breed. But yeah, I
Mass
really
market.
love
Yeah.
them.
Well, the mass market format, but
Yeah,
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 paperbacks are actually coming back. They're actually growing again, and but it's the trade paperback size is
yeah.
just becoming the standard now. I will miss the mass paperback
I
format.
will, but now I'm at the age where I couldn't really read them because I couldn't see. So it's much more easier for me to read the paperbacks now. But back then, I loved the trade paperbacks. Man, I would just devour them.
Yeah, the mass market, yeah, paperback. I did feel a little pang in my heart though when they said that that was being phased out. I was like, no, that's a good memory. But hey, you got to give Stephen King credit though. He called one of his latest books Holly. So there you
And
go.
it's good, and I have it, and I encourage everybody to read it.
I think the last
Uh,
what I wrote was it Fairy Tale? Was that the name
Eyes
of
of the
it?
Dragon.
No,
no,
it
no,
was
Oh,
Fairy Tale.
Fairy Tale. Okay, I haven't
Yeah.
read that one. Yeah, I
I'm
haven't
a
read
little
that one.
I'm a little
That one
behind on my Stephen King, admittedly. But huh, I can't. I'm trying to think of what I'm thinking of. But
as
no,
far as
I'm a little
ebooks,
behind.
then as far as
You
ebook,
are.
Yeah, I am. There's a lot out there.
I have Mr. Mercedes sitting up here, which is the first mention of his character Holly, because sadly I haven't read it yet. But it's on my ginormous to read pal. I'll get through it eventually. But thanks, CPIT, oh God, our to read pals, because we know such great authors, all of you guys. Yeah, and it just grows and grows and grows and grows. I would never live long enough to read all the books I want, so I pray that I can please, please, please be able to read after my death. Please let me be able to read, hold a book and read. That's all I ask.
Hey, Fairy Tale was the book right before Holly, as far as
Aha!
in the sequence of his releases. So that was not the series, but it was the book that was released right before Holly. So to give you an update on that one.
There you go.
But
Have you
so
thought about dipping your toes into some horror thriller
um,
aspects?
well, several years ago, and we're talking back in like 2008 or 2009, one of my writers group members challenged me to have a horror author as a romantic lead in one of my stories. So I actually started it, and then technology failed me, and I lost the file. I lost all the witty banter that I'd put into chapter 2. All I have left is just the remnants of chapter 1, and it may even be on a defunct 3.5 floppy. I don't know. I don't know if you've heard it
there's
or
like the mass market paperback. There's a good memory of the old school days. The 3.5 flop, the 3.5 inch discs.
not.
I remember putting my manuscripts on those back in the day.
I
That's good stuff.
have files on 3.5 floppies, CD,
Yep.
thumb drives, and damaged thumb drives. And my husband got mad every time I wanted to print everything out because now, ink is getting ridiculously expensive.
Yep.
So
Yeah, you have to get yourself
it's
a
time.
good laser printer, a black and white laser printer for that. Yeah, a color printer, yeah, you're gonna run right through that
My
on
printer's at the moment, but it's not my fault.
yeah. Yeah, because yeah, especially if you have a full novel manuscript, that'll run up the bill real quick on a inkjet printer.
Definitely. In
Yeah.
fact, I upset one of my early beta readers because I was actually writing book 1 of Arbor U, on the Rocks, and apparently when I printed her out the page, I left her in mid chapter, and she came storming through my door one day because I babysat her kids, and she's like, "How could you kill off Brent? Oh my God, how could you kill off Brent? What is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute. Okay, you haven't read the rest of it." So I grabbed it out of the printer and said, "Here's the rest of the chapter. Read that, and you'll understand." She was not happy with me. And then my dad took me to task for the overly stern father, and I'm like, no, that's not you, Dad. I was involved with a feud with a neighbor, and that was her in male form.
Yes, we get inspiration from many different people with our characters, don't we?
You channeled
Definitely.
your anger at me when you were 14, and I cut the plug off your stereo, and I'm like, no, I hadn't thought about that for years, Dad. Thanks.
But now I remember.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh,
That's awesome.
that is cool.
So where are you going? You said you're doing local events now. So where are you going
Um,
to be next?
yeah,
Um,
we'll highlight it. Yeah, we'll highlight it again.
Yeah.
7th, I'm going to be here in town at Vincennes at our local creative market. We have a nice guy in town who decided to do kind of he just markets, we're all local handcrafters, whether there's a bunch of people who make candy or breads or crochet items or make handmade items, jewelry and stuff like that, and we're all under one roof, and it's only for like 4 hours, 10, 11, 12, 3 hours. Yeah, for 3 hours they can come and shop and interact with us. One of my friends makes his own hot sauce, and he's winning awards across the state, so he's
Oh,
been
I like
uh,
the hot sauce.
Yeah,
yeah.
sounds good to me.
And last year, well, for my birthday last year, one of the crafters had sweatshirts, and so now I own one that says the North Pole Book Market Book Club. North Pole.
Nice.
Cool.
And then the following week after that, I started doing our local hospital has a vendor fair, and I thought normally it's the first week of March, so I set up my doctor's appointment for the second week, and lo and behold, they moved the date. So now I'm only going to be there on next Thursday, the 12th, and then yeah, April there's another creative market on the 17th, and then I go to Lafayette on the 18th. I don't think I have anything in May at the moment. And then June is Pride Fest, and then July I come to Imaginarium, and then August I'm up in, I'm up in Carmel for the indie author event, and Lafayette Con is at the end of August, Lafayette Comic Con, and I don't think I have anything in September or October. And then November I go to the Christmas Toy and Hobby Show, which is my work
Nice.
vacation.
Fun.
Yep.
Well, tell people where they can reach you or see your social media information to get all the updates.
You can find me on my website at mollydaniels.wordpress.com. On Facebook, I'm on Facebook as Molly Daniels. I think Kenzie still has her page. I know Facebook just normally just sent me a thing about my author page, Molly Daniels, so I don't know if Kenzie's been canceled or not. And then on Twitter and Instagram, I'm on there as Kenzie. And then I still have my blog that I do, mjdaniels.blogspot.com. Right now, it's pretty much just detailing my reality TV, and my monthly goals is on there. And I started when I took the job 7 years ago, I started chronicling my daily works, what I did every day. And then last year I switched it to From the Stupid Files, because I do work retail and there's a lot of stupid people that come through my line.
I bet so. I bet so.
Yeah, there's some story ideas in there.
You could write a whole book or get a lot of character ideas from, especially around the holidays, as stupid people that come through a retail line.
I had
Oh,
one
yeah.
that looked at me and said, "How much was that?" I said 168, and he said, "I thought it was only 158." So I had emailed this receipt to him, so I printed it out and I said, "Yeah, you paid $10 in sales tax." "Oh, I forgot about the sales tax."
Yeah, that'll get you
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
every time.
Yep.
And
And I had people come through my line and go, "Oh my God, you're not, please tell me you're still writing." I'm like, "Yes, I am. I get to write at work." That's my one thing. I pay you to write.
that's good.
I do.
Yep, that's good.
That's awesome.
Well, is there?
Yesterday, and one of the HR people said, "Molly, don't you ever get bored back here?" And I said, "Heck no, I wrote 2 books back here."
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Authors bored? Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Bored? What's that mean?
Yeah, really.
No,
We're
I
either
know.
thinking, reading, or writing. That's about it.
Or I'm singing along to the music.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Or watching an interesting show or something. It's all about creativity or listening to music and writing and doing whatever.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm not allowed to watch sports on my phone, so I can't watch March Madness, but I can certainly sing along to the music.
There you
Yep.
go.
Sure
One
can.
year I had Sticks is Come Sail Away, and I was singing along, and a guy walked up and I said, "You've now entered the karaoke part of the line, so feel free to join in."
Nice.
You're gonna have to get one of those little mics. I see content creators that have these little mics that they have, and that's what you need. Little mic, and you can put it in their face and say karaoke at work. Sing for me. Sing with them. Oh my God, you'd make millions. There, I gave you an idea.
Well, one time I did get it. Before they moved me down to lumber, I was up at the main line before we switched it all over to self checkout, and YMCA came on. So I tried to organize a YMCA with all of us standing around, and
There you go.
a girl at the paint counter turns around. She goes, "I'm coming to you because you're fun."
See, that's it. A little mic. You just whip it out. Retail karaoke. There you go.
That's right.
With my broom, I'll sing along. I've been caught dancing. One of my lumber associates has been caught dancing. I wish I could catch him on camera because he's hysterical.
Oh, that'd be great. Hey, if you gotta have fun, right? Even if you're at work, you gotta have fun.
Exactly.
Sing while you work. I sing in the kitchen. I have music going. Steven knows this. And you never know what's going to be playing. It could be Frank Sinatra. It could be Pantera. It could be Prince. You just never know. You don't know what you're going to walk into.
Or Norwegian folk. You never know.
Or my Norwegian folk music. Or it could be Taylor Swift's Ophelia. I'm not a huge Tay-Tay fan, but I do like. But this Ophelia song, oh my God, I love it because that's one of my favorite paintings is Ophelia. So I love it. Love it.
I have not listened to it yet, so I'll have to.
Oh, listen to it. Yeah, it drags this Shakespearean lore in, and it's great. Yeah, she did a hell of a job with that song.
Yep, definitely. Well,
I love it.
Molly, is there anything tonight. We want to make sure we covered everything that you might have wanted to cover tonight. So is there anything that we did not talk about that you wanted to promote or spotlight before we wrap things up?
I just wanted to say that I did write 2 time travel books in the last couple of years too. Playing with Time, released last July. I didn't have any copies at Imaginarium, but I have them now. And that's the one that I had given snippets of you to in the past because I wrote part 1, I think in 17 or 18. Yeah, 17. And then part 2 was written in 18 because a vendor at the Christmas show absolutely made me see red, so I had to make him non-existent and send him to the. And you've read snippets of it, so
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, there is such a thing as author hell. You pissed off an author, you're going to end up in a book.
In one form or another.
Yes.
In one form or another, you're going to end up in a book.
Yes.
Yep. It happens.
I actually put my teen idol into both of them. And when I got the chance to go see Sean Cassidy last November, I actually a copy of Defending Destiny. I gave it to the gal behind the merch desk, and she said, "Oh, Will's gonna love this." So he's got it. I don't know if he's read it yet or not, but he's got it.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah, there's an alternate timeline in there, a little twist that I put in there where the girl's looking at different timelines, and he's mentioned. And Brian K. Morris is loosely mentioned in that section. I can't remember if it's Bobby Nash or
Nice.
but yeah, I had some fun with it. I threw in some author friends, threw their books in too. So
we love Bobby and Brian. Yeah, they're definitely awesome. We love
I can admit, I have been through it a couple. I've been inspired as a nurse. I've been inspired as a crazy cook. I know there's been a few.
and Brian has the distinction of being the inspiration for the demon in Defending Destiny because
Nice.
we were on a chat loop one day and somebody mentioned Physiactus or something, and I'm like, oh, I found my demon name. So Physiactus is really stupid.
Nice. Perfect.
And his face is shaped like a fez, and he has a tail, and he thinks he's going to take over the underworld if he gets this young man's soul. So it was fun, and I had a guy who plays Dungeons and Dragons help me with the fight scene because my fight scene was like 3 paragraphs long, and I'm like, I need to expand this. He goes, oh yes, you do. So he helped me expand it to a more believable length.
Very cool. That's perfect for Brian. Of course, his trademark fez that we all know him for at events and all. That is awesome.
Yes.
It has his stamp of approval all over it. I sent it to him, and he goes, "Oh, I love this. Keep going."
That is great. That is great. Well, we have had a great time talking with you tonight, catching up, and it has been. I love the stories you shared, and definitely hoping you have a big 2026 for sure coming up here.
Yeah, I should have. Heart Song came out in January, so my Aiden Cross Rockstar anthology is slated for late spring, early summer, and then I'm working on a dragon story for the anthology that my writers group releases in the fall. I finally bought my first 3D dragon last summer, and all of a sudden he told me his name was Cedric and started telling me a story. So
there you go.
I have a dragon and a budding tooth fairy. I don't know where it's going yet, but stay tuned. Come to Imaginarium, and I might have a little bit more in store.
Awesome.
And I am working on another romance. I had a Hallmark inspired storyline enter my head during the Christmas show, and that's what has kind of taken over the brain right now.
Well, Steva will love that.
Yep, that's awesome. That's awesome. And all right, well, Holly, do you want to wrap things up with Molly here?
Yeah.
The honors?
Thank you, Molly. You've been great. And yes, come back anytime. We love you. It's been too long. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you before July. But if we don't, we'll see you in July.
Definitely. Thank you guys so much for letting me take over.
Well, of course.
Absolutely. Of course.
Always. Well, everybody out there in listener land, join us next Wednesday, same time, same place, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Another great guest, another great chat. Rest of the week. Be creative. Good night, all.